Hello, everyone, and welcome to our recap of the Bahrain Grand Prix, our race review. I'm AJX, and I'm joined by the one, the only, Sahwgunn.
Hello, we're back, and it was a Grand Prix. Let's go.
It was a Grand Prix.
Yeah. Finally, we got some good racing. This is a much more suitable track for racing in today's cars, and yeah, it delivered. This Grand Prix, despite not having a fight for the lead at all, was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Very entertaining.
Yeah. It's a great Grand Prix. Lots of drama, lots of tire changes, which I think was the main thing in the end that gave us so much. And yeah, it's an exciting one to talk about. So shall we dive right in?
Yeah, we should get started with big surprise. You went it with Hamilton beating Leclerc in all sessions. I believe that's maybe the exact opposite. I'm not sure. I think he beat him in practice one, right? Or
yeah, I think Hamilton beat him in the first one. That was it.
Okay, so no points there. I got a 2-second pit stop. Definitely didn't happen for Red Bull. I'm sure about that. Don't know about other teams, but I think if we had a sub 2-second pit stop, we would know about it because it's kind of a thing that would go through the timeline at least a little bit. So I'm not gonna give myself points there because I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. Moving on. Big surprises. Obviously, we'll mention everything as we go on. Overperformer. We can start with the drivers, which who did well throughout the weekend. I would say that Tsunoda did all right. It wasn't like a stellar performance, but it was much better than what we're used to from the second Red Bull driver, and he got points, which is the first time that both Red Bulls earned the points since like Vegas last year. Quite a long time. Good, like that, yeah. Good performance from Yuki, but I would say overperformance.
Too far to call it an overperformance.
Yeah, maybe if he would actually overtake a Haas, it looked okay, but he didn't look confident in his racecraft, which showed in his battles with Sainz as well. But Sainz was a different drive I want to talk about later on because that was that was interesting. Overperformer Tsunoda, no, but Pierre Gasly. Do you have any arguments against Gasly? Because honestly, that was probably probably the most impressive driver of the weekend overall. Because wow. P4 it was in qualifying thanks to the penalty for the Mercedes drivers, and a P7 narrowly lost at P6 to Max Verstappen, but
I don't have any arguments. He was superb.
That was a performance and a half. Very good job, Pierre Gasly.
And needed for Alpine as well.
Yeah, I'm happy that I chose him. It was
absolutely superb, 100%.
That was a very good prediction.
I'm definitely not arguing against that. In fact, I would argue I deserve a minus point.
Not gonna give you that. Don't worry. I'm the performer Gasly. Not sure. Probably not.
I said before, I was working out which of us had the curse, and it turns out it's me.
Maybe. It's like a reverse curse. You seem to put someone as underperformer or a tragic team, and they seem to do better. They seem to be the opposite.
To put Lewis Hamilton as the tragic underperformer for every other race of the season.
Okay. I'd like to see that. Honestly, that would be pretty funny if they actually would actually overturn his season so far. Ferrari would start.
I'm definitely doing it for the next race.
Okay. Underperformer Gasly. No. Lawson wasn't the greatest of Grand Prix ever. Probably one of the worst drivers on the grid in this entire weekend. Honestly,
you deserve it.
He was very invisible throughout the weekend. I saw him once, and that was when he got knocked out in Q1. But that was due to his DRS essentially not working, and don't think that's very representative. But still, he didn't show any pace throughout the weekend. That car didn't have pace, to be fair. Hajar was also not that competitive, but like you have to show something. It's a track that you know so well. It's a car that's very much more drivable than the Red Bull, and is still being convincingly beaten by Isaac Hajar. He's a rookie. He has four Grand Prix under his belt. It's like not like a super competitive teammate. Nothing against Isaac, obviously, is very quick, but I want to see more from Liam, because honestly, it looks like it could be out of Formula One after the season, if not even sooner, if he keeps this up.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, I think deserved points there.
Yeah, I'm happy for Gasly, not quite happy for Lawson. I just had that vibe from that. From overperformance, underperformance, I think Gasly is like there are many overperformance in terms of like very good drives, like virtually Piastri completely dominating the weekend, George Russell excellent rapid in the Mercedes, Leclerc did all right, Max maximized his weekend as much as he could. Obviously, Ollie Behrman from P20 to P10, Ocon from P15 to P8. There are many good drives, but I think Pierre Gasly deserves it. Just wanted to quickly go over other drivers that did pretty well. I also want to mention Antonelli. I feel like he was heavily screwed up by the strategy, in the safety car especially, because he was running with Max the entire race. Like, he was battling Max, overtook him on track, purely racecraft based. That was very impressive from Kimi, and very sad to not see him score points after that performance. But he was the only driver who did a free stop because of that strategy. So unfortunate, but he'll bounce back, I'm sure. When it comes to underperformers, Lawson is definitely a candidate for the least impressive driver. Do you think of other drivers who would deserve this?
I think Stroll pretty poor, but he wasn't that far behind Alonso. Antonelli got screwed up because of the safety car, but I don't think I could fully. Maybe you could say Verstappen. He goes from winning to slow, but that does seem to be a Red Bull issue rather than him.
I don't think the car was any quicker than like the top 3 teams. He basically maximized his weekend at the most he could. I don't feel like there was more pace than Red Bull.
If I'm reaching.
All right. I guess we can settle with Lawson or maybe Stroll.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right, moving on to the teams, and you went with the perfect team of Ferrari. Would be happy with this coming true. Didn't have the opposite effect, like your underperformer or tragic team, but they had a very mid weekend. They brought upgrades and remained exactly where they are, the third fastest team. They showed some pace throughout the weekend, like Hamilton was flying in the second stint. It was as well as
I disagree. I think they had a pretty good weekend. I don't think they deserve the overperforming team or anything. I don't think they deserve perfect team, but I think it was at least an improvement on what they were doing before.
It's better than a double disqualification, I guess. It's not like they're on the podium.
Yeah, exactly. This is their most points.
They finished P4, P5. I wouldn't say that's anything better than mid. That's not Ferrari worthy.
No. Well, I just think it's their most points in a weekend by a long distance.
That shouldn't be.
What previously was China? Because Hamilton, they got disqualified in China.
Yeah.
When was it previously?
Japan, they got like P4 and P6, or I don't know. Actually, P7 because Hamilton qualified P8, overtook one. Yeah, P7 and P4 in Japan. I believe that's less because P4, P5 here. Yeah, you're right. The most points they got so far this season in a single race weekend.
It's an improvement. I'm not saying I don't think they deserve a perfect team. I'm just making that. I guess I just want to give them props for actually being the third fastest team for once, and not being the third fastest team and then getting 0 points like in China.
Okay, I guess small steps. Small steps in the general direction of being right. I don't know. I hope Ferrari does well, but I'm just already like my hope is lost for them this season. I don't think they can turn it around, especially with how quick McLaren and Mercedes are, and Max will always be there. I don't think unless they do something like they did last year, but way sooner, because it's not looking good. They're already trailing so many points in both championships.
Yeah.
On the other hand, McLaren. This is the thing. The team was perfect. The drivers, well, a driver was not. Piastri had a flawless weekend, but Norris, again, not great in qualifying. That was not his greatest performance ever. It was like that was not impressive. That was very bad. He needs to sort this out because he's been very quick in qualifying last year, convincingly beating Piastri. Right now, he's looking like the second quickest driver at the team, which is concerning.
Well, yeah, I just think there's mistakes in there, isn't there? It was fun watching him go through the field. That was a good time. But yeah, there's mistakes, there's errors he's prone to. I still, both the qualifyings in China, I think, are the perfect indication of that. But yeah, he at least made up for it in the race.
Did he?
But yeah, I think he did. I think, the start that he did was amazing. I know he gets the penalty, obviously.
Yeah, like the one thing that he did
that doesn't take away from the start that he had.
Kind of does, but maybe.
And, I know there's the safety car that probably helps him a lot as well, but at the same time, I still think, one place off probably a good fixed drive is all right. I'm being biased, obviously. I know they're in the fastest car, this, that, and the other. Piastri was 15 seconds ahead of Russell by the end, but I was just particularly impressed in those last few laps with how quickly, like, he was behind Hamilton for a while, and then how quickly he got to Leclerc, and then how quickly he got to Russell. But yes, overtaking seems to be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not as optimistic about Norris, but obviously I don't share the same nationality, because I maybe it plays a part.
Incredibly biased as well. So.
Yeah, I just don't see it as bright. I feel like if he doesn't sort this out quickly, he may just lose the only chance he has on the World Championship, maybe in his entire career. Because maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think McLaren will exactly nail the regulations. Maybe they will have the best engine, as Mercedes seems to be that good, but I just don't feel like that team will be as dominant coming forward. And when you're in that car that's that quick, you need to capitalize on it. And he's not. He doesn't have competition from other drivers, really. Like in Bahrain, he was supposed to be minimum second in both sessions. Like not taking anything away from Piastri. He had an amazing drive, but that car was convincingly the quickest. He had like a ridiculous gap before the safety car, and after it still managed to like managed to create like a double digit gap again. That car is very quick. I don't I don't think Lando is a bad driver, like by any means. I was defending him last year a lot, but this is the time he needs to actually get his things together. Like he needs to fix it. He needs to fix it as possible because it's now or never. He may just slip out of his hands. Like Piastri's already 5 points behind him, and that's because Piastri had that off in Australia. Like if it wasn't for that, Piastri finishing P2, like Piastri will be leading the championship by a cup, like probably like 10 points, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a lot, considering the context that Lando was supposed to be the favorite and Piastri maybe a couple of wins, but it's looking like Piastri is actually the favorite in that McLaren for the championship, which is such a huge momentum swing in the general audience. Like, yeah, Lando, the one driver at McLaren, was meant to be the world champion, and his new teammate is very close and now beating him right now. And yeah, maybe I'm just talking too much, trying to over-explain it, but just I feel like it needs to be addressed because it's a problem for Lando right now. Because whenever they don't have the car advantage, they may just fall behind other teams in some races, and the advantage that they have right now, if Piastri capitalizes on it and Norris doesn't, then maybe it will hurt him in the end. Okay, probably spent a lot of time in that, but hopefully I got my
I mean, that's the main point of view of this race, right? That's the main talking point in this race, is those two. Yes. I don't know. I am I want to be positive. So, and we're very early into the season. Piastri has tended to have a fall off near the end of the season as well. Like we saw last year, and so on. But these are our two main competitors, aren't they?
Yep.
Especially if Red Bull are going to do this more often than not.
Yeah. I guess back to the perfect team. We did the one thing that I was trying to avoid talking about other topics. I guess it's its own point, but anyway, so perfect team. I would say McLaren deserved this based on the operational, like, team based, but also, but I would say there are teams that deserve it more. And
Haas deserve it.
Yeah, I'm willing to not give it to McLaren, even though we agreed to that. He doesn't have to be like this the most impressive of them all. If it was Lando in second, at least in the race, that maybe I could justify, but I don't feel like I want to justify because that team is meant to finish 1-2. They're just not.
Whereas, with, as I said, with the Haas boys, literally both going up 10 positions in the race.
Yeah.
And I know they're helped by the safety car and so on and so forth, but still, freaking amazing job for Haas, and good job by them.
Yeah. Haas definitely probably the biggest shout for the perfect team, honestly. What more can we expect from them? They seem to have the opposite problem compared to like 2023. They seem to be okay-ish in qualifying, but way better in the race tire management and pace general, which is, I mean, a very good thing, because I would say a race pace is more important than qualifying pace. But also there are tracks where it is not quite that, like we saw in Suzuka, where qualifying is more important. Okay, and there's also Alpine I would mention, because Gasly was rapid, Jack was as well, very much upsetting, and I was I was rooting for Jack throughout this weekend. Like in qualifying, he was up there with Gasly most of the time in front of him, actually on pace, and then come last round of Q2, and it just flops and is out. Wasn't great look considering where Gasly finished in qualifying in the race as well, running in the top 10 from the entire race, only just to finish P13 because he lost positions right at the end in the final couple of laps. That was very sad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to manifest something. But I feel like Jack has the pace, but he just not using it. He's not completing the weekend as he should, considering the circumstances that are outside of his control as well. What happens next? I don't know. Maybe what was it advertised that he's going to get 5 races or something before Colpinter comes in. Maybe that's actually true because next one is Saudi, the end of the triple header, race 5. Maybe that's the last time, the last race we're doing in Alpine. Maybe possibly for his entire career, because that's the harsh reality of Formula 1. Yeah. Tragic team has Racing Bulls. I guess Racing Bulls could deserve this. They're very slow compared to the 5th quickest team ever for the first 3 races. Also Red Bull, horrible pace. They still managed to get double points, which is kind of saved their weekend because their pace will look awful. Aston was dreadful, absolutely hopeless. Sauber very slow. Hulkenberg got disqualified and deleted lap time in qualifying. That was another weird thing. FIA was strange this weekend as well, like as we mentioned. Tragic team probably would give this to Red Bull just because they won in Japan and went into Bahrain and they were fighting with Haas's Alpines for the last half of the points being positioned. So Red Bull for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tragic team. I could give this to Racing Bulls. Honestly, I would get this. I could give myself this point, but I'm already leading by 5 points.
I don't think that matters. Come on, we're an organisation here.
All right.
I think Racing Bulls is a good shout.
All right, 3 points.
I think you can mention Kick Sauber. Obviously, we expect them to be the slowest, but one driver disqualified and then the only car lapped, I think, in the second half. Or was he not lapped in the end? I can't remember. Aston Martin is a good shout. God damn it, I wish I went for them.
You didn't go for the usual Alpine / Aston, I think.
Yeah, but well, proves, I'm going to do that for the rest of the time now. I think Racing Bull's not getting points when they've been so quick recent. But they haven't made a major error is the other thing. But maybe I'm just too used to them making major errors. But I think based on, I'd do it.
Okay, maybe I should go way more bold in the next few predictions, so I can actually even out. Or I don't know, maybe I'll catch up naturally.
I'll catch up naturally. We've got a whole season ahead of us. The longest season ever.
Yeah, it's last year was 24 races as well, so it's like tied with both races. 4 out of 24, yeah, that's 1/6. So that's still a lot of 5/6 of the season. That's still a lot of races. All right, qualifying P5 was not Charles Leclerc. It was, who was it actually? I can't remember. It was Gasly, right? No, was it? Wait, who? Someone got promoted, but okay, I'll try to remember. And my patch pole position, P2 qualified George Russell, behind him Charles Leclerc. So P4 had to be Antonelli, and P5 Gasly. So Gasly got promoted to P4, so it had to be P5 in qualifying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Don't we
No.
go? I thought we went off whatever the. Yes. No. Yeah. You're right. Yes. Yes. You are right. Yes.
Yeah, he's still like, yeah. Charles looks like qualified P3. It's not. It's not correct anyway. P4 was then Antonelli. No. Yes, it was Antonelli. So no points there. P3 was Charles Leclerc. No. P2 was George Russell, and P1 was Piastri. So no points for qualifying at all. Wow.
Yep.
In the race, though, P5 was Lewis. No points. P4, Charles Leclerc. They get a point.
Yes. I needed it.
You get 1 point. Let's go. P3, Lando Norris. No points. P2, George Russell. P1, Piastri. So that's the only point from the race. Your point for Leclerc. Okay, 3-2-1 looks better. 3-0. Good job. Actual prediction. Max DNF the race via crash. Not sure. I don't think that happened. No overtakes on lap 1. It didn't happen as well. I was actually watching that star. I was looking like maybe there were no position changes, but there actually were. So no points there, and that's it for the prediction reaction. We're done. Obviously, the race had many talking points, but we could talk for like hours more about a lot of things. Just don't have the time for it. So this one is a little shorter today, but hopefully a lot of content in there as well. So yeah, any last thoughts?
Good race. Hope. Actually, I hate the next race, so I hope it's boring. That's it.
There was one thing I wanted to mention, but I forgot. Like it was a one like random stat, but I completely forgot what it was. I wanted to mention in the reaction. I guess. Well, will not. Sad, but yeah. Anyways, thanks everyone who's been watching this video or listening to us, whatever. It's up to you, and we'll see you in the predictions for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I've been Sahwgunn with Captain HX, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.